But I do clearly remember my friend saying, watch out, you know, you're dating someone with children. I'll never forget that.
I was dating Adam. I wasn't applying to be a parent.
It looked like it could work to me.
I grew up in a nuclear family. I naturally assumed that's the type of family I'd have when the time came. I'm now on the edge of being a part of that non-nuclear 60%. Those statistics suggest there are a lot of step-parents out there, but I felt I had no point of reference to draw from. When I met my partner, I didn't know what role I was meant to play in his son's life. Did he give it much thought either?
No, I didn't think about it at all. I think my first instinct was to say, you know, all the parenting is my responsibility, and I'll do all the disciplining and all that sort of thing. But yeah, in time, that evolved quite substantially.
Were others like us, figuring things out as they went along? I wanted to find out other people's experiences. Was it the norm to go into a relationship with someone who has a child without giving it much thought? I took a trip back to my hometown of Foster to talk to my friend Mel.
Honestly, I hadn't even thought of that. They sort of came after we sort of initially met. They just were part of the package. It was the first time I'd ever really dealt with children. I don't know, it's kind of hard sharing them with another parent, I will admit that. Applying my rules can be quite difficult at times, whereas I know when she's growing up she'll be doing it my way, sort of thing. And I don't want them to hear it coming from me because I don't want to be the wicked stepmum.
I went to the park to ask around about this wicked stepmum thing.
People get the idea in their head that they can be evil, and there are a lot of evil step-parents out there, so...
Fairy tales usually have the evil stepmother.
What I think of is the enormous difficulty of the situation.
You think of the cliche of like the wicked stepmother, but then you also, I would think that's changed, yeah.
Fortunately, my ex married a really lovely lady, and she's just been a fabulous stepmother to my 2 girls.
My cousin Sally is stepmum to Eden. Eden's dad and Sally have been together for 10 years.
I think probably one of the big problems for us early in the piece was me wanting or needing to be a bit, wanting to be selfish. I actually want you to give me all your time. I'm in a relationship with you, you give me your time, and then having to get to a point where I could accept that it wasn't just me, that it was never just going to be me. It was always going to be a 50-50 split, and if there was ever a choice, I wasn't going to be the one that was chosen. And that was a hard thing to come to terms with.
My friend Peter recently came out of a relationship. I think that one of the reasons it ended was because of that choice that Sally was talking about.
She found out that I was involved with people with disabilities, so she sort of said, look, my son's got high functioning autism, would you be interested just to spend a bit of time with him and see if you can give me some clues? We had a lot of good times where we spent, you know, he and I could go and do things, and we'd go to the beach, and, you know, we could sort of seem to be having a really good relationship with him. But over time, he gradually started to push me away. I thought I was making a great effort with him, and being pushed away all the time, you get a bit, you know, after a while you sort of start, I can't make this work because I'm doing all I can to make it work, and it's not happening. I was in love with her and therefore wanted to have a long-term relationship with her, and he wasn't always going to be there. he was going to go on and sort of make a life for himself, and when that happened then we would still have each other. But that was sort of not what she was looking for.
It's just a more complex situation having a child around, and a successful relationship is going to be one that works not just with me but with my child.
What advice would you have for people about to embark on the same journey that we're on?
Be willing to talk to each other about it.
I found I bit my tongue a lot at the start, and I wish I hadn't, because now talking about stuff, it's much easier.
As the parent, be aware of that massive impact that it has to take on someone else's child. You don't ever want your own child to get injured, but it seems 10 times worse to have to injure someone else's child. So, you know, there is this massively heightened awareness. You know, you might let your own child climb a tree, but when you're looking at someone else's child climbing the tree, you're going, oh my God, what if I gave it back with a broken arm? For a person like me coming in as the steppy, to think, to not be so hurt by not being first pick.
There's nothing to stop you getting involved with somebody who's been involved and has had a child.
My boyfriend and his ex-girlfriend had a dog together, which was really, I didn't think that would be such an issue, but it kind of was. Dogs have a lot of needs. And that was my initial thing. I remember having a conversation about it and saying I'm being kind of ridiculous, I'll let it go. And then I was like, far out, it must be really hard to go out with somebody who has a child. I think it would be really challenging.
Yeah, I think it would probably stop me going out with that person. As much as I wanted to say otherwise, I'd have to really freaking like them and really, really know them really, 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 really well. Yeah.
It's going to take someone really, really special that bonds incredibly well with that child.
Probably the most rewarding part of being a step parent is not actually feeling like a step parent, but feeling like a parent, feeling like it's the right place to be. Would you trade me in?
No.